Hi, it's Amy. I'm here today to take you through an intermediate Pilates mat class. We're focusing on our core stability, working both the front and the back lines of our body to ensure that we have great alignment and posture and stay out of pain. Let's start on our hands and knees for a little warm-up. I'm going to just take 2 cat-cows here. Take an inhale to prepare. On your exhale, drop your chin, drop your tailbone, round your spine up to the ceiling. And then on your inhale, reach your head and chest forward, tailbone back. And exhale, drop your head, tailbone forward towards the pubic bone, scoop the abs up and in. And release head and chest, reach forward, tailbone reaches back. To a neutral spine, walk your hands a step forward, tuck your toes under, and lift your hips high into a pike or down dog. Knees can be slightly bent at this point, but do reach your heels down. And on your exhale, you're going to scoop your abs in. You're just going to hover your knees an inch above the mat into a floating cat. And inhale, lift those hips back up high, long through your spine. Reach those heels down. Exhale, scoop the abs in, hover your knees, feel your core getting fired up, and lift back up. And on your exhale, scoop in, hover into your ab work. Lift your hips high, and now you're coming down to your knees. Let's go ahead and stretch that right leg back behind you. You're going to keep the pelvis level. Think about lifting that right leg long instead of high. You're going to feel that right glute activate, stable through your low back and pelvis. I'm going to bring my left hand to the center of my mat, pivot on my left knee, and come into a side plank. So I'm really strong on my left side body. My left glute is active, and I'm going to lift and lower this right leg. Reach out from that right sit bone. Feel the glute working on the right to lift and lower that leg. You're going to feel the glute on the left working to stabilize your body. So navel in, ribs are back. You're going to press your tailbone forward towards your pubic bone to stay aligned in your neutral spine. And we're going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then I'm coming up and bringing that right leg straight. Both hands behind my head. We're going to work a side bend here. So make sure still your ribs are back, navel back, and you're going to just press your tailbone forward towards your pubic bone. Again, looking for a neutral spine. Imagine your body's between 2 panes of glass as you side bend over to the left and come back up. And exhale. And inhale. Breath can really be in either direction, but make sure you are moving with the breath. Every time you take an exhale, you're going to get deeper into those low abs. Inhale over, exhale, lift. The lift coming all the way from the pelvic floor muscles. So start it down low. Inhale, exhale, feel those obliques working. And we've got 3, and 2, and last 1. I'm going to bring that right knee down. I'm going to turn to the other way and put my hands back down at the top of the mat. This time I'm taking my left leg, stretching it back behind me, reaching out through the crown of my head, keeping my pelvis level and abs engaged, especially on the right side, that right hip. Right hand to the center of your mat, pivot around, and left leg out to the side in your side plank. I've got this left hand behind my head. So I'm really strong on my right hip, and my left glute starts to work as I lift and lower. Check in with your posture. So low ribs pulling back, navel is pulling in towards your spine, and you've got a slight press of your tailbone forward towards your pubic bone to make sure your low back's not arched. Glute should be working hard now. Right shoulder down away from your ear, so you're real strong in that right side body. And we've got 5 and 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm gonna press up for my side bend. Both hands behind the head. Ribs are back, navel is in, tailbone presses forward towards the pubic bone, and I'm going to take a side bend over to my right and exhale back up. Imagine you're between 2 panes of glass. You can think of your right rib coming towards your left inner thigh. That's your anterior oblique sling of muscles. Feel your side body. Feel the low abs lifting up and in. And we've got 3 and 2 and last 1. I'm bringing that left knee down, and I'm going ahead and lying down on my back. I'm going to roll down and bring your legs up to tabletop. We're going to take an inhale to prepare. On your exhale, curl up your head, neck, and shoulders as you bring the arms down. I'm going to take up 1 single leg stretch of each side. So on my exhale, I'm pulling the abs in, sending the right leg straight, pull it back in from my center, send the left leg straight, pull it back in, lower the head, lift the hands. On the exhale, curl it up, left leg first this time, exhale, pull it in, right leg, pull it in, and lower down. On your exhale, curl up high, and right leg stretches out, abs in, really reach from that right sit bone, pull back in, and left stretches out long, and pull it back, lower down. We want to make sure all our work is coming from the abs. You should not feel that your low back is tensing at all here. So if it is, you can try keeping the head and chest down, or you can take the leg out just a little bit higher. But look for a modification where you don't have any tension in your back. Let's go last one here. I'm gonna curl up and stretch and pull and stretch and pull and lower everything down. So I'm going to take a quick stretch, reaching long overhead, reaching through both feet, and then coming back up, legs to tabletop, and we've got a scissor variation here. I'm going to curl up my head, neck, and shoulders here. You are welcome to keep your head and chest down if that feels better to your neck, or if you have a diastasis recti. Anything that requires you to keep your head down is totally fine. I'm going to go ahead and curl up. Now, our motion here is on my exhale, I am going to tap my right toe down, take my left leg straight up, and then from here, straighten that right leg into a scissor. Both legs back to tabletop and switch. Right leg straight up, left toe taps, and stretches long into your scissor. Both legs tabletop. Right taps down, stretches the scissor, legs tabletop. Left taps, stretches out, and bend. Keep going. Really strong in your center. Stretch those hamstrings. We're going to go one more on each side. Right taps down. Stretch it out. Curl up higher as you stretch it out. Legs tabletop. Left tap. And stretch it out. Both knees to tabletop. And lower down. I'm going to take another stretch. Reaching arms overhead. Legs reach long. Got one more here in this ab series. Go ahead, take your legs back up to tabletop. Hands come behind your head. You're going to curl up head, neck, and shoulders. We're going to stay curled up. You're going to go ahead and take your left hand over your right knee and switch. Right hand over your left knee. Now, you are welcome to stay here with bent knees. If you want a little bit more of a challenge, you're going to take those legs straight up to the ceiling and reach for your opposite foot. Spine is going to stay pretty neutral here. So you have a flat back. Your tailbone is fairly anchored down. You can have a little bend in your knees. That's okay. And just feel that work in your obliques. From right shoulder to left hip. And then from left shoulder to right hip. Last one right and last one left and lower down. I'm going to go into some bridging here. So I have my feet about hip width apart here. I'm going to press down through my feet, press down through my hands. Inhale to prepare, exhale, pull the abs in. Start to lift the tailbone up, the sit bones up, and that's going to help you get really strong in your glutes, in the back of your body here. And then I'm going to take the arms straight up to the ceiling. Now we are going to start a reciprocal motion here. You are going to march the right leg up. As you do that, drop the left hand down and then lower and lift. We'll just keep moving on that one side. You should feel your left glute really active. You're moving your right leg from your center. So there is a lot of ab work here. You should not feel that your low back is getting tense or is working here. If it is, you can try dropping your hips down just a little bit lower or making your march a little bit smaller. Or you could put your hands back down on the ground. Let's go 3 and 2. And last lift. Both arms up. Lower your bridge back down. Great job. We've got the other side. So let's take a good bridge up. Push down through the feet, push down through the hands. On your exhale, navel in, tailbone. Sit bones are lifting up in the air. You're getting really strong through those glutes. And arms come up. We've got the opposite now. You are going to march your left knee up at the same time that your right hand taps down, and we keep up with that side moving. I'm going to exhale as I lift that knee and inhale and put it down. Your breath can be in either direction. You just want to stay connected to it. Make sure when you take that exhale, you're scooping your low abs in more each time. Right glute super strong. I'm moving this left leg from my center. And we've got 3 more. And 2. And last 1. Lower that bridge down. So go ahead and bring those knees into your chest for a stretch. I'm going to curl up my head to my knees. Rock a few times and come up to seated. We're going to do a teaser variation here. So I'm going to do this today with my hands back a bit. I have my fingertips pointing to my feet. You are welcome to do a different hand position for your shoulders. So just sitting here, I've in a little bit of a C curve. So navel into my spine. I'm feeling a little lift of my pelvic floor. So my pubic bone, bottom tip of the tailbone are lifting up on an imaginary line towards my navel. And then from here, I'm just going to get really light on my toes. On my exhale, I'm stretching my legs up to teaser. Inhale, tap down. Now find that lift from your center. You're also going to feel like a lift of your sit bones here So you've got some work in your hamstrings and a lift from behind your hips. You don't want to feel that all of this work is in your quads. Really want to connect into your core and the back of your legs. If this is too much for your back, you can just do one leg at a time. Is an easier variation to practice. But let's go 3 and 2. And last one, abs scooped in, sit bones lift up. They keep your hips lifted from behind and lower those feet down. I'm going to keep my hips right where they are. Press down through my hands, reverse that. We're back to the back of the body now. So like our bridge, inhale to prepare, exhale, abs in, tailbone, sit bones up. Again, you're fired up through the glutes to lift into your reverse plank. I'm going to inhale, set my hips down. Exhale, abs in, tailbone, sit bones lifting up into the air. Feel those glutes squeeze to open up the front of your hips. Sit it down and exhale. Lift it back up. Feel the glutes. Abs pull in. Lower down. Going 2 more of these. Press down through the feet. Abs in. Tailbone up towards the ceiling. No tension in your low back. And inhale, endless exhale. Lift it up. Reach your knees over your feet. You should feel open through the front of your body, open through the chest. Now this time you are going to sit your hips back so your legs are straight in front of you. We've got another teaser or roll back variation here. Arms are up ahead of you to start. On your exhale, you are going to scoop your abs, lift them up and in, lift the bottom tip of the tailbone up on an imaginary line towards your navel, and float your left leg up, single leg teaser. And roll up and reach tall. And on your exhale, initiate from your pelvic floor. Lift from that right sit bone, float that right leg up, single leg teaser. And roll up and reach. And scoop back and reach along through that left leg. All the motion coming from your center. You don't want to feel too much work in your quad. Exhale. That leg floats up in front of you. Roll up and reach. And we've got 1 more on each side. Spin that tailbone back. Lift from that left sit bone. Get lift from behind the left leg. Roll it up. Reach. And last one. Roll back. Single leg teaser, right leg. And roll it back up. I'm going to go ahead and cross my legs here and just roll right over. So I'm back onto my hands and knees. Go ahead and step one leg back into a plank, followed by the other leg. Finding a strong plank here. Abs in, low ribs in, shoulder blades down. Tailbone presses forward towards your pubic bone, and we've got little knee taps here. So on your exhale, tap your left knee. Inhale that strong plank. Exhale right. Moving with your breath. The leg that's straight stays really strong to stabilize you. Move from your center to tap that right knee down. And the left. Reach along through the heel of the leg that's straight. And left. And 1 more each side. And I'm going to push back to my pike or downward dog for a quick rest. We've got 1 more plank coming up here with some side steps. So I'm going to drop my head, drop my tailbone, Roll forward to my plank again. Shoulders stay down. We're going to do the left leg first, reaching out to the side and tapping back to the center. Move from that left sit bone. You should feel your glute working. You're strong through the right leg to stabilize. And we've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Both legs back to the center. Coming up to my pike or down dog to rest. And then on my next exhale, dropping the head, dropping the tailbone, back down to that strong plank. And we've got the right leg. Reach from that right sit bone. Tap out to the side. Breathing deeply. Every exhale, abs lifting up and in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop to your knees. Great job. All right, our last stretch here. We've got thigh stretch. Coming up into a tall kneel. You're going to take a quick second and squeeze your heels together. So knees are open, but heels are together. I've got my toes tucked under. And I want you to feel, as you squeeze your heels, you have some activation right through your glutes. Maintain that muscle activation, but just put your legs straight down. On your exhale, you're sending the arms overhead, keeping your neutral spine. So you've got ribs back, navel back, tailbone forward. Now our motion on the exhale, abs in, tailbone presses forward towards the pubic bone and lift back up. And exhale, abs in, tailbone presses forward. You feel a stretch in the quads, lift it back up. Inhale, exhale into your thigh stretch. Don't let your hips sit back. You want to be really open through the front of your body here. Stretch it up. We've got last 2. Abs in. Tailbone forward. Feel that stretch and work in your quads, work in your hamstrings. This is our last stretch here. Lift it up. And that is it. Thank you so much for working out with me. Please subscribe to my channel to get alerted to new workouts.